Today's culture praises people who hustle harder, complete more tasks, and are just overall more productive. So you follow suit. You focus on grinding 12 hours a day, following that CEO morning routine you saw online, and trying to push forward harder even when you're simply not feeling it. Now, of course, all of these things can be useful for getting more things done and pushing your life forward. But they're not sustainable long term because you will burn out. There's something much more impactful when it comes to actually being more productive and sustaining that high output no matter your circumstances. And that thing is recovery. This said, if your brain hits a wall by 2 p.m., it takes you over an hour to get in the zone, and you find yourself tab switching instead of deep working, then this video is for you. So today, let's talk about the downsides of always being in hustle mode and the 5-part deep recovery system that I've built for myself to continue this momentum of high energy, high output, and high productivity. Let's begin. Entrepreneurs, salespeople, athletes, business people, students, etc., these high performers have this major misconception when it comes to productivity. They think time spent doing XYZ tasks means more things done, when in reality that's simply not the case at all. To me, hustling harder and being that guy who's always working, it's stupid. You might feel like it's a badge of honor telling your friends about it or your family, but ultimately, how long can you keep that up? Don't get me wrong, there's value in pushing yourself to the very end. But when this is your daily thing, then as I said, no, it's not sustainable. With every elite period of hard work, there must be an elite period of recovery. Think of a lion. Lions are known as these apex predators out in the wild. And lionesses, interestingly, they're the ones that go out to hunt. These hunts are typically really short because, well, they're lions. They're fast, they're agile, they're strong, and they're scary. But more importantly, the reason why these hunts of the lionesses are short is because they are deeply rested when they go on these hunts. Here's what I mean. They go from these explosive hunts with a burst of energy to super deep recovery, sleeping for 16 to 20 hours a day. And it's the same with us. You can't have one without the other. You need elite periods of work and elite periods of recovery. This is the universal principle of polarity. Think black, white, light, dark, up, down, still, movement, work, recovery. They go hand in hand. In fact, they're the same thing, just on opposite sides of the spectrum. The modern research shows that to perform at this elite level, you need this rhythmic oscillation from one side to the next at a 10 out of 10 level. Meaning, your deep recovery must be a 10 out of 10 in order for your deep work performance to be a 10 out of 10. I know this from experience. The nights where I get 6.5 to 7 hours of sleep, I have a very difficult time getting in the zone for writing or recording videos in the morning. But those nights where I sleep 8.5 to 9 hours, it's a game changer. I can get up, open up the laptop, write for 90 minutes. Output is super high because my energy is high due to me having prioritized deep recovery. There's also this idea in science called the supercompensation effect. This is where proper recovery on a consistent basis has this potential to expand your performance even further over a long period of time. Think of LeBron James. The man is in his 40s. To this day, he is still playing in the NBA at an elite level. In the offseason, he deeply prioritizes his recovery. He sleeps 9 to 10 hours a night, gets massages, he's in the sauna, ice baths, you name it. The guy was drafted into the NBA in 2003. It's now 2025, almost 2026, and he's still playing. And over the years, he's, one could argue, even become a more skilled basketball player. Now, of course, he has hundreds of millions of dollars, maybe billions, I don't know. And it's likely that you, much like myself, do not have that kind of money to spend on ensuring our body is optimally recovering on a daily basis. But here's the thing, there are still many things you can do on a day to day basis to optimize your recovery so you can perform at a very high level with everything you do day in and day out. So, that said, here is my deep recovery calendar framework that I've implemented into my own life. And you can feel free to implement this into your life in however way that it fits. Let's dive in. While I love to keep routines going and stay busy, having a 1 to 2 week period, at least once a year, where you completely detach from whatever work it is that you do, to me is crucial. It allows your brain to properly rest. It allows you to focus on other things like spending time with family, enjoying your hobbies and passions, and seeing places you haven't seen before. And it excites you for when you return. By day 5, 6, or 7, you're like, all right, this has been very restful, but I'm looking forward to getting back. When you're so plugged in and working head down 24/7, 365 days out of the year, it's taxing. This is why taking at least 1 week, preferably 2, throughout the year to completely detach is, to me, incredible for your recovery. 4 to 5 times a year, I like to take these long weekends. From Thursday to Monday of the next week, I'll step aside from all the work that I'm doing, all the content creation, all the writing, my job, and I'll just go somewhere. A big thing for me is hiking. To me, that detaches my mind from all the modern day responsibilities that I have. This is an escape, but it's a healthy escape. I'm not saying you should take 4 to 5 days off and binge drink every night or smoke your brains out. No. But make sure that this is something that invigorates you while also allowing you to recover in ways that you need it. So, for example, if you work in construction, then your body is essentially wrecked every day. For 4 to 5 days, you could go somewhere where maybe you're sitting by the pool or you're getting a massage or even just being home relaxing. And if you're somebody who does creative work or uses their mind a lot for making an income, then you can go somewhere like I do and get the physical body moving with hikes. 4 to 5 times a year, take these long weekends and go enjoy yourself. Now, I'll admit this isn't something I completely do, but in a 7 day span, it is probably a good thing to dedicate one full day to active recovery where you're planning, where you're reading, where you're reflecting, where you're refining your systems without working within the systems. And even if you don't want to do a full day, maybe you work from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. on whatever it is you're building, but then from 12 p.m. noon to the time you go to bed, you're in deep recovery. You're prioritizing rest and reflection and planning. So many of us, by and large, are overly plugged in. We wake up, we check our phones. We're driving, we always have something on. We're waiting in line, we pull out our phones. We're laying in bed, we pull out our phones. Now, this might not be you, but by and large, this is what the populace does. But to me, a non negotiable is detaching from the technology, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, even, whatever, for the first hour of your day and the last hour of your day. Along with this, when you're doing those mundane things like washing the dishes, cleaning, doing your laundry, you don't need to have a podcast playing. You don't need to have a video playing, or you don't need to be listening to music. Just allow your mind for those 5 to 10 minutes to do whatever it does. Because when your mind is fully at rest and there's no input coming in, you are allowing your default mode network, which is the neurological system within your brain that activates when nothing is happening and you have no significant sensory input. In allowing this to happen, you can generate these amazing ideas and come to these incredible insights that you wouldn't ordinarily be able to do. This is restful This is a way of recovering, and it's actually better for you in the long term. So every 60 to 90 minutes, give or take, you want to step away from the work, especially if you work on the laptop or you're in front of screens all day. Get outside if possible, stare at the sun, get some vitamin D, and move your body. Even just a short period of time, stepping away allows your brain to temporarily recharge back to at least almost at the level at which it was before you started working. There are about a million different things you can do to recover more effectively. And there's no one size fits all approach. There is no perfect way to fully recover. But what I'll say is this: if you're going to prioritize high performance with deep work every single day, then you must also prioritize deep recovery. After all, they're the same thing, just on different sides of the spectrum. You will, interestingly, be more productive, and you won't need to spend all day grinding away until your eyeballs feel like they're melting out of your sockets. All right? Recovery isn't being lazy or missing out on anything. You're simply priming your mind and your body to operate on the elite level it should. So, that said, I'll end the video. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe while you're here, like the video, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.